Greetings to Sir and my fellow classmates. My name is Lim Hong Zhe from Group 2. Meanwhile, my other groupmates consist of Isuk En, Eng Shing Lim, Muhammad Hakif Farish, Oi Yusin, and also Pitika. So today, our group is going to discuss about topic 1, pertaining to the legal principles of permissibility and prohibition of all things, particularly all human actions as laid down in the Islamic law. So, first and foremost, what is Islamic law itself? Well, Islamic law is also known as Sharia, literally the way leading to the watering place, which is regarded as an expression of Allah or God's command to Muslim, and a divinely created code of conduct that leads Muslim to a practical manifestation of religious conviction in this world, and also the aim of divine favor in the life after. So in this context, the principles of permissibility and prohibition of all things, as well as all human activities, are laid out in the Islamic law, which covers comprehensive aspects of all daily life, namely dietary, commercial, action, clothing, and lastly, marriage, which will be covered and elaborated by my friends later with more examples. And now, I shall pass the floor to them, and thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Oi Sing and my metric number is 288514. I'm going to present about the permissibility and prohibition in Islamic dietary law. For your information, the first one is halal, which means permitted for Muslim to eat, and these are some examples of food. Cow, sheep, deer, goat, and other cut-chewing animals. Vegetarian animals such as birds that only eat flower, seed, and vegetable. Sea creature like fish. Commercial food not manufactured by forbidden contents. Example is animal fats and alcohol. Insects, grains, animal hunted by training birds or animal are allowed for Muslim to eat. And the next one is dabiha, which is a prescribed method of ritual animal slaughter, which is derived from the Al-Quran and Hadith. These are some conditions to follow. A halal slaughter should use a sharp knife, free from the previous animal's blood, and the animals must not see the knife before being slaughtered. And other than that, the animal must get sufficient rest and feeding before being killed and should not witness the death of any other animals. The animal's jugular vein should be cut to drain all of the blood, and the butcher should take the animal's life in the name of Allah by saying Bismillah before slaughtering to meet the lawful need of nourishment. Moving to next slide, which is haram, means prohibited in Islam. The first one is carrion, which means the animal die by itself. And animals that eat skin or flesh, such as snake and pig, flowing blood, donkey, mice, and shellfish, lizard, predator with fangs, birds with flats, and all reptile and amphibians and rodents, intoxicants such as tobacco or alcohol, are all prohibited for Muslim to eat. And these are some prohibited slaughter methods. The first one is death by strangulation, being beaten to death, death by falling, death by being smitten by a wild beast horn, or the meat are already eaten by wild animals. And in addition, animals for food are not permissible, which means prohibited to be killed by boiled or electrocuted. And the animal body should be hung upside down until all bloodstains are eliminated. That's all from me.
Hi, I am Isuan. Metric number is 288382. I would like to share my part about the permissibility and prohibition for the aspect of commercial. The approved Sharia principles are muharaba, profit sharing between financial institutions and entrepreneurs, tawarruk, tripartitious, murabaha, conspiracies. These ideas are trained to be in accordance with the Sharia, which emphasizes the spirit of collaboration in business as a means of absorbing the weak of loss when it is shared evenly. There are three prohibited elements in insertion, which are riba, gara, and macer. Riba is technically considered as an unjustified extra charge over the contractual obligation in borrowing or lending money. The prohibition of riba is clearly mentioned in the 5 verses of the Quran and in the hadith of the Sunnah. A person who declares riba is haram will be disbelieved and out of Islam. Gara means uncertainty, chance, or risk, and defined as the sale of what is not present, which means a party is unable to confirm whether the element of the contract will come to happen or not. Lastly, Macer literally translates as getting something too readily or earning a profit without fighting for it. Macer is forbidden because Muslims were to earn money by the wave of word and effort, but not earn money by a game or chance. That's all for my part. Thank you very much.
Good morning to doctors and my fellow friends. Moving on to the next part, I would like to share about actions that are prohibited under Islamic law. Before that, actions that lead to devil is divided into two grades. In first grade, doing something causes it to happen, such as consuming alcoholic beverage which causes inebriation, clearly are evil-inducing behaviors. Next, grade 2 is performing anything that is approved or encouraged but may either purposefully or unwittingly lead to the illegal. Therefore, some of the actions that are prohibited under Islamic law is smoking and premarital sex. Smoking is undoubtedly forbidden under Islamic law due to some reason. First, it is damaging to the body because Quran says, do not throw yourselves with your own hands into destruction. Therefore, activity that can harm oneself or others is prohibited in Islamic law. Moreover, Islam outlaws all forms of injury in all aspects and sides. This encompasses the harm caused by smoking on one's own health as well as harmful to others' health. Next, it is waste of money. Furthermore, it is easy to become addicted to smoking. Once you have smoked, you will certainly decide to do it again. And if you keep on doing this, you will spend all of your money and become addicted. These are the reasons why smoking is prohibited under Islamic law. Next, action that are prohibited under Islamic law is premarital sex. According to Islam, premarital sex is immoral since it violates Allah's rights as well as the rights of one's own sexual organs. Premarital sex is a sin that Islamic courts will punish. The following punishment will be imposed of an unmarried man and unmarried woman convicted of fornication in an Islamic court. Unmarried man and woman who commit fornication on 3 or more occasions will punish with 100 wives each time. If they are found and guilty on 4th occasion, they will be executed. Hence, premarital sex ruled out as a way of satisfying sexual desires. In brief, these are some of the actions that are prohibited under Islamic law. It is clearly demonstrated that Islam has provided precise guidelines on what is permissible and prohibited under the law. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hakif Arish bin Muhammad Hashim. My matrix number is 288300. Islamic law has laid down some permissibility and prohibition in aspect of clothing. Clothing is one of the three basic and necessities owned by human being. Clothing is a symbol of one personality. When it comes to clothes, it cannot run away from talking about aurat because both of them are so close to each other. Aurat is a part of the body human beings who are obligated to be covered and protected from the view of others. Covering an aurat is an obligatory which is wajib to every Muslim. Islam never specifies the fashion or form of clothing as long as the clothes follow the Sharia. Some of the prohibitions that laid down by Islam are clothes that are too tight and thin that can show the shape of the body. Clothes that are written with the word that give negative meaning such as hug me, kiss me and others. And lastly, clothes that follow another gender. As an example, men's follow what women's wear and women's follow what men's wear. It is prohibited in Islam. Next, the permissibility in Islam are The aurat of the man is between the navel and the knee. There are different opinions about the tie, but most scholar agrees that tie is an obligatory to cover by men. The aurat of woman is divided into two, which are when outside and inside of the house. When outside, all parts of the body need to be covered, excluded their hand and face. When inside of the house, in the presence of mahram, it is an obligatory to close the neck, hair, chest, arms, calves, and jewelry worn on the limbs.
My name is Ng Ching Lee and my metric number is 288241. Moving on, Islamic law did laying down some permissibility and prohibition in the aspect of marriage. The Arabic word for marriage is nikah, which means a contract between a man and a woman that establishes the authority of marriage relationship. To make sure the marriage contract to be legal, the offer and the acceptance of that offer must be made in front of two witnesses who are mature and rational Muslim. One of the prohibited marriage is interfaith marriage, which means marriage between partners of different religion. The Quran generally forbids a Muslim woman to marry a non-Muslim man and a Muslim man to marry a non-Muslim woman. However, a Muslim man are permitted to have a marriage to the woman of the people of the book, usually Jews and Christian, and that woman still have the right to practice her faith as she please. But their children must always be raised as a Muslim and cannot convert to other religion. In contrast, Muslim women are not afforded the same privilege, means that the Muslim woman cannot have a marriage with a man of the people of the book. And a woman who had converted to Islam must divorce her husband who is non-Muslim, even if they are married. If a Muslim man intends to have a marriage with a non-Muslim woman other than Jewish or Christian, the woman need to convert to Islam. Other than that, polygamy is permissible in Islam, but polyandry is prohibited, which means that a Muslim man can have up to 4 wives, but a Muslim woman cannot have more than one husband at a time. Thank you.
As a conclusion, the legal principles of permissibility and prohibition of all things, especially all human actions in the Islamic law, is important and significant as a code of conduct, ethics, and living that all Muslims should follow, where its goal is to help Muslims to comprehend how to live their lives in accordance with Allah or God's will in every way. Well, I suppose that's all for our presentation today, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much, and please have a nice day. Bye.